yesterday, the bourse was down 195 basis points. 3 banks showing some sort of appreciation. What are banking stocks doing at the moment on the bourse?
Well, I think the banking stock today, they topped the trade with Zenith topping it with 808 billion of its value being sold, and GTB also having a large volume, Access, First Bank. I think they actually topped the trades of today in the banking sector. And we saw 3 banks gaining, 4 banks losing, and 3 banks gaining today as opposed to 4 banks gaining yesterday. And we also saw about 17 banks losing today as opposed to 15 banks yesterday. And I think the all-share index also dropped to 22.1 thousand compared to 22.3 from the previous day.
And how long do you expect the bourse to be on negative territory for? Is it going to close like that tomorrow as well?
Well, with the whole issue surrounding the banking sector right now, this is going to continue for a while until confidence returns, until the central bank finish with all the audit they are doing around the banking sector. Until that is done and we see the clearer picture of what is happening in the banking sector, I think we'll see it continue for a while.
Well, talking about all the controversy surrounding the banking sector, Nigerian lawmakers challenged the central bank governor over the bailout plan. What's been the outcome thus far?
Well, yesterday the central bank governor had to face the House of Rep, the lawmakers, to defend his actions. The lawmakers consider his actions as illegal, why he thinks he is acted within the law. Looking at what the lawmakers are quoting, they're talking about expenditure from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. But I think Sanusi, the governor, is saying that he has acted within the law in his role as lender of last resort. And if you ask me, I think he's done the right thing. He's the lender of last resort to the banks. And in that role, he has acted because he has granted loans to the bank. It's the Tier 2 convertible loan that he has granted to the banks. And I think he is right, very much within the law, within the CBN Act that brought him into being.
Well, the 5 banks in question, there are no potential investors thus far. So what's going to happen to them in the interim?
Well, on the streets, there are rumors of investors, foreign investors, people gathering themselves wanting to buy this bank, but I don't think there's been any actual bid from information coming out of the CBN. But right now, these banks, they already have the new CEOs running the bank, and I think they're going to continue to run the bank until the bank gets to a proper footing or there's some kind of buyout from this bank. Otherwise, it's going to keep running as it is, and I guess the new management will steer it out of its liquidity problem, because we're already seeing some write-backs of loans that went bad. So gradually, these banks are going to get out of this liquidity issues. You'll recall that the funding, the loan that has been granted to them by the central bank is not a short-term loan. It's going to be there until they are able to get back to proper footing.
And take us through what's happening in the Forex market. The CBN is expected to intervene, or there have been talks surrounding it. What's the outcome?
With the central bank yesterday also devalued its currency to 151.37. We've seen some devaluation in recent time because of the high demand. We've seen some stability in the demand at around 400 levels, and central bank, I must applaud them because they've also tried to increase the amount they had on offer from 200 million to 300 million, which has helped to calm down the level of demands we see in that market. But I think for now, the reason why you see this devaluation is because of the demand. And I think the demands on that window right now are real demand, as opposed to the some speculative demands we used to see in the foreign exchange market. But if you ask me on the long run what the outlook for the forex market is, I would say we may see some appreciation in the near future. Why am I saying that? Newspaper report says that our production level, oil production level, has gone to 1.7 billion barrels per day. Before now, we are at around 1.2, 1.3, and we're not getting the benefit of the high oil prices. But with 1.7 and the amnesty currently going on in the Niger Delta, the pace we are witnessing in the Niger Delta right now, I think there's going to be increased production, and we're going to see our reserve increasing. And if the reserve increases, then the central bank is going to have more power, more ability to defend the Naira, and we might see some appreciation in the long run.